It's a Minimalist Monday edition of Optimal Living Daily, episode 2124, How Minimalism Builds Consistency for Personal Growth by Anthony Ongaro of BreakTheTwitch.com. And I'm Justin Malik. Happy Monday and welcome to the old podcast, the OLD podcast, Optimal Living Daily, where I read to you like a big ongoing audiobook from many different authors. Today's post being from Anthony Ongaro of Break the Twitch. So let's get right to it and start optimizing your life. How Minimalism Builds Consistency for Personal Growth by Anthony Ongaro of BreakTheTwitch.com. 6 years ago, when I started learning about minimalism, I didn't know what to expect. Sure, I heard about how minimalism makes your life easier and less cluttered. However, I didn't truly understand how minimalism would impact me. The specifics, the concrete ways of how getting rid of things, creating space, and minimalism as a whole could lead to living a more intentional, fulfilling life. But over the years of exploring and sharing what I've learned here, my experience has validated that minimalism is a fundamental building block for creating consistency in personal growth and building better habits. Minimalism is both an effective tool and one of the best places to start if you know something in your life needs to change. I get the disconnect though. It's a bit of a leap to believe that simply donating a few pieces of clothing translates to more space and your life magically getting better. The math doesn't quite add up. But it's the space that is slowly built over time, even the seemingly inconsequential things, that have allowed me to be more consistent than ever. Consistency is where the magic happens. Small, steady improvements change the entire game. And minimalism creates space for consistency. That's where it all comes together. The importance of margin. Life is unpredictable and inconsistent. Look at the year we've just been through. 2020 really put a lot of us through the ringer. When we sat down at the end of 2019 to dream up what the next year would look like, I don't think any of us would have painted this picture. And just in case any time travelers happen to be hearing this, buy stock in Zoom and Peloton at the end of March 2020. You'll thank me later. Even outside the wildly unexpected global pandemic, things happen. Unexpected delays, events, or tasks can result in not enough time, energy, or resources to do what you set out to do. So when you're running late, feeling overwhelmed, and you can't do that thing you've committed to doing, it's not because you're not good enough or need to work harder or faster. If you have too many things in a box and life suddenly hands you another thing to put in it, it's not because you're not a capable put stuff in a boxer. However hard you push, it's not going to fit in the box. You're not going to have space for an extra thing if the box is already full. That's just how it works. Minimalism is what helps you create the space to be consistent across different areas of your life. If your schedule is slammed full, the odds of you being able to consistently have time and energy to get to the gym to work out will be lowered. Minimalism and attention. The minimalism effect even goes beyond the calendar and physical space. Minimalism also impacts attention space. I'm talking about the energy bucket that's drained from us when we're super focused on creative, analytical, or detailed work. If we're not careful about protecting our attention space and what we spend that on, we can end up with less energy to spend on the things that are personally important to us. With decluttering clothing in particular, it's easy to see how it translates to less time choosing what to wear since you will have fewer options to choose from. Removing an item from your life means that you're not organizing or cleaning it. You're not even thinking about items that are no longer in your life. This also applies to attention space. The fewer things you do, the better you can do those things. But this is where it can get kind of tricky, because sometimes our subconscious can over-leverage our attention as a defensive measure. It's one of the ways we can self-sabotage and prevent ourselves from giving our full selves to the few most important things. There are many reasons why it may be scary to give our full selves to something. What if we do that and it's not good enough? What if it ends up not working out? That can be a scary proposition, and so it's sometimes easier to be incredibly busy and distracted with lots of things going on. The clutter helps to hide those underlying insecurities and feelings of not enoughness. If it were easy to simply commit to just doing one or two things over and over again until we got to mastery, then we'd all choose that path. But instead, Many of us feel societal pressure to do more and more. Many of us deal with limiting beliefs that get in our way. Minimalism helps reduce the noise, increase our awareness, and save more energy for what's truly important. Minimalism as a practice. The final way in how minimalism builds consistency is that it's meant to be a consistent practice that ebbs and flows as your life changes. Minimalism isn't meant to be an end goal. There's no pressure to reach an end goal where you're finally a minimalist and now you're done. Your life is going to be changed. Your needs and interests are going to shift. The decluttering process is a series of decisions and choices on what you want in your life and what you don't. When you first start decluttering, the items you declutter may be smaller and it may go more slowly. As you go on, though, you're actually building your decision muscle and confidence. It'll get easier and easier to decide. Minimalism as a practice is about paying attention and actively deciding what to declutter and what to keep as your life evolves. At the core of it, I don't see why anyone wouldn't want to be a minimalist. You'll have more time and energy to go after what's important to you. You'll have greater awareness and confidence to face the small discomforts and the unpredictability of life. This work is ultimately what Break the Twitch is about, identifying and stepping into small discomforts, slowly building the muscle that allows us to do it better and better over time. That's personal growth, and it's what I've been doing steadily since embarking on this journey 6 years ago. You just listened to the post titled, How Minimalism Builds Consistency for Personal Growth by Anthony Ongaro of BreakTheTwitch.com. Thank you to Skillshare for sponsoring this episode. The online learning community is offering our listeners a free trial of premium membership, a full month of free classes. And there are so many fascinating classes on Skillshare on topics including productivity, lifestyle, design, even photography, film and video, freelance and entrepreneurship, and more. A class I'm looking forward to taking and that you can check out is Everyday Minimalism, Find Calm and Creativity in Living Simply, which is a great fit with the type of stuff you hear on this show like today. A very nice complement to go along with what you're hearing. Just one of the many amazing classes on Skillshare. Reaching a goal is achievable with short lessons, hands-on projects, and classes designed for real life. Do something today you couldn't do yesterday. Their short classes are a perfect fit for your busy routine. Skillshare helps you move your creativity journey forward without putting life on hold. You'll create real projects and get the support of fellow creatives so you can accomplish real growth. Explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/old and get a 1-month free trial of premium membership. That's Skillshare.com/OLD for a 1-month free trial of premium membership. Thanks to Anthony. He's a writer, filmmaker, and creator. In his blog, Break the Twitch, Anthony writes about how to be more productive, build intentional habits, and own your attention. If you're wondering about the Twitch, he says that's any unproductive response to different types of discomfort, like checking your phone even though you just put it away, or agreeing to do something that you don't really have time to do. Anthony started researching, experimenting, and documenting ways to minimize distractions, build better habits, and tap into that elusive flow, that place where productivity is highest and where time seems to fly by without realizing it. And on Break the Twitch, he shares those ideas and discoveries. So thank you again to Anthony, and come by BreakTheTwitch.com for a lot more. Now, when sharing this article, I was reminded how when my space around me is cluttered, my brain feels cluttered. There's a huge correlation there, for me at least. I don't know if you experienced that too, or if you've thought about it. I recently moved and I only have stuff out that I actually use, so things are feeling a lot less cluttered and I can focus more these days, especially on work. So that's nice. Just hoping to keep it up because I feel like it's in a good spot. It is a bit empty, but I'd rather have that than the overwhelm of clutter and then not knowing where to begin. So don't forget the benefits. See what you can do to minimize just a little bit today. As he mentioned, it's an ongoing thing. It never ends, so keeping it top of mind is important. Have a great rest of your day and start to your week. Thank you for listening every day and optimizing your life with me. And I'll see you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.